Hello and welcome to the Week 6 breakdown with Connor and Cam, but Cam's not here, so filling in is our guest Andrew Shin. Andrew, how you doing?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, good. All right, well, let's get into these games real quick. All right, so the first game of the night we had was the Ball Busters versus the Crooked Rooks with a score of 3-5, Crooked Rooks winning. And let's see, notable players. We have Skylar Burt going 3 for 5, Camden going 2 for 4, and then on the other side we have Race going 3 for 5 with a homer. Uh, Brian Hummel going
Three for
three for
four.
four. Very shocking.
Clutch RBIs in there too. Like it
Yeah,
looks like Brian had clutch RBIs to tie the game. It looks like Cam came back, tied it back. Or it looks like Cam. Hold on, I'm gonna mess that up. Yeah, no. Brian took the lead. Brian had two RBIs, took the lead. Cam came and tied it back. It looks like Race homered. Um, I don't know how that game went as far as the wind. I know in our field, the first game, the wind killed us. They were in the corners of left field, so I don't know how that worked out for them. We had a hard time putting it in the air. We put it in the air. Everything kind of came back. It was a real tricky wind. But for Race to home run, to get a homer to end the first game, that's pretty impressive. I don't think there was too many home runs during those first series of games due to that storm blowing in.
yeah. We almost had to cancel, but luckily we didn't.
Yeah,
So
that was.
now moving on to our next game, we have Whiffin Ain't Easy versus Flying Turtles, which Turtles winning 1-0 and with me throwing a perfect game. And so on the Whiffin Ain't Easy and add on to the perfect game, it wasn't just a perfect game, it was an immaculate perfect game, all by way of the K.
That's all because I pumped you up a little bit.
He did. Go listen
I
to
gave you a
Skyler's
motivation
podcast
and called you
beforehand.
up. I do want to say, Landon Davidson, that is clutch. I mean, to throw a one-run game, only giving up three hits to y'all. Like I looked at that, that's pretty clutch. Gage coming in hitting a home run. I mean, that's what you expect your star to do, I guess, to break a perfect game. So, like your perfect game and back game is amazing, but what made it better for you actually is you were in a tight game. It wasn't like you had any room to breathe and you could just kind of go out and do what you wanted to do. You had to focus on every pitch you were throwing because you one by one in the bottom of the third. I mean, you were in a tie game for 3 innings, so that made it more impressive on your end. But Landon Davidson, this is second week out pitching. I mean, that is insane to do that. I mean, we'll get to our game later, but to
Yeah.
hold y'all to one run and three hits. I mean,
Absolutely shoving for a rookie, let alone one
and
of
I don't
his
know. You
first.
can speak to the wind. Was the wind a problem? Like when y'all have a lot of pop ups, y'all get a lot of pop ups held up, or a lot of hard hit balls turned into pop ups because of the wind. I don't know if that happened in y'all's game.
We didn't hit too many in the air. Most of them were line drives ish, or we hit a few pop-ups, but most line drives. Had a couple walks, but overall a very close game. And I was very shocked by Landon and pleased by it. See,
He has a different pitching style. Like I've never seen it. The way he like his windup is different than anybody I've ever seen in this league, and I think that's going to help him.
I agree. And they are still missing their other rookie as well. All right, so next game we have would be what is that? Wiffle City Vibes versus Flying Turtles.
Yeah. Um, I'll get started on that just for the fact I played it. That game was very tough with the wind. A couple hard hit balls kind of hung up. Uh, we kind of had, I would say we had it in control a little bit with like we were hitting pretty well, but they got a couple hard hit or a couple harder balls they caught. It was hard to hit, but we had 3-0 lead, and then we started not playing defense. Our defense just fell apart. A lot of errors. They were hitting some hard, but we had a lot of errors in third and fourth innings. And then the clutchest thing, we were up by one in the last inning on total bases. They hit a pretty good line drive to Noah. He fumbled it, error that gave him another total base. We're tied on total bases. He still has to get 2 outs, and he was able to do that. And then we went to the home run derby. The home run derby was pretty rough the first round. Um, so we decided to let Paxton pitch to Jesse, and he tried to strike him out. I think he's throwing hard as he could to Jesse, and Jesse did not have any success. But Parker came in through the Cade and gave him the perfect pitch. Cade crushed one out. They weren't able to match that, so we ended up with the win.
Very clutch, yeah. It's weird. When you look on just the general overview, you see the Vibes won 4-3, but when you click on the game, they won 3-3. So a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
of error
and
there.
and a lot of that's Who's Your Daddy. I mean, they have a different mentality this year. Who's Your Daddy? I
They
mean,
do. They're
they had a
coming out.
couple errors, but like some of the errors we had, I say they're errors, but they were hard hit balls too. They're harder hit ground ball than Jesse. It was an error technically, but it could have been either way because I mean that was a hard play to make. This there was, and then there was one drop pop up that would just drop, but like they were putting the ball in play on us.
Yeah, it appears they're on a redemption tour after last year. All right, so next we have Cosby Show versus Blue Ballers, another tight game. Blue Ballers taking the win 1-0 with Jack throwing all four, only giving up four hits, throwing three Ks, one walk. And then on the other side, we have Cade throwing three innings, giving up six hits, one earned run, two walks, seven Ks. So solid outing from both guys there. But it appeared on the hitting side, it seems Cooper went 2 for 2, Tristan 1 for 3, Garrett went 1 for 2, so that's all the hits on their side.
And I
And
looked in. Oh, you keep going.
and then on the other side, we got everybody except Nick getting a hit on the blue ballers. So tight game.
I looked into it a little bit. I kind of saw that there was a lot of balls put in the air, and they played right next to us. The wind was a huge factor, so I don't know how hard hit those balls were, but a lot of our hard hit balls kind of stayed in a little bit. They made some defensive plays on it, so that could have been the case there. I noticed there wasn't too many strikeouts on Jack's side, but it was like he pitched a good game, a clean game, and Cage. I mean, 7 strikeouts. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, good stuff all around. So then next game it would be the Flying Turtles versus the Crooked Rooks, with the Turtles winning 9-1, with Gage West going 2 for 3 with a homer, Ben going 1 for 4 with a homer, Nolan going 2 for 4, me going 2 for 4 with a homer, Matthew going 1 for 4 with a homer. So lots of homers around. And the other side of the ball, we got Race carrying the team, going 3 for 4 with a homer. Got Ross going 1 for 4, then Tate and Bryan both hitless. And on the pitching side, we have Matthew Lee throwing all four, giving up four hits, one earned run, four Ks, and a 1.25 ERA. So solid
So
outing. And then
yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
other side, they have
yeah,
Tate dealing. What were you saying?
oh, I was saying if I'm looking at it, I mean, it looks like Tate had a good three innings. I talked to Tate after this game as well before we played our championship game with y'all, and it looked like Tate had a good game going for the first 3 innings, and things kind of fell apart a little bit in the fourth. Um, and I can speak to it. It's tough to play off for 4 innings. Jesse and I were talking about this morning. Actually, we were talking about how hard it is. Like you can have a lead going in the third, and in the fourth, it can fall apart quick against the Turtles. But
Yeah.
it did look like Matt pitched a good game. I mean, Matt's been serviceable, especially with the game being out a little bit. Matt Matt, I mean, I saw him. I've seen him a few times this year, and he's pretty nasty. His stuff has gotten a lot better at medium pitch. So looks like he had a great game.
Yeah, Matt has honed his stuff in. And on the pitching side for the Rooks, it was Tate threw a solid game. Only giving up two earned runs, four hits, two walks at four Ks, thrown three innings, and then Tate got knocked out. Tate gave up a home run, gave us the lead. So then they brought Race in, and then it all just went downhill from there. Giving up four hits, seven earned runs, one walk, one K, 35 ERA. So
But
maybe it
I
wasn't the
feel,
move to put in Race.
I feel that when y'all click, and it's like a 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, however many are playing that day, y'all start to click, and then it just the snowball effect against
Yeah,
whoever's
once it
playing
gets
against
going,
y'all.
it's hard to stop. All right, so then that would bring us to our next game, which would be, is that, who would that be? Would that be Blue
Us,
Ballers versus Vibes? With the Vibes winning 6-1.
yeah.
Um,
I'll speak to that game just because I was there. It was not a typical outing for the Blue Ballers pitching wise. They were wild, a lot of pass balls, not too many RBIs for us. We did out hit them as far as total hits, 4-1, but their total bases were 4-3 on us. A lot of walks, a lot of pass balls, a couple of errors in the field. And it looked like when they came in, Will did what he could, and it could have been a little bit of a wind issue. I mean, we're still coming off that storm. He walked a little bit more wild, not really giving up a lot of contact. Uh, Gave up a couple hits, but the big thing I think was even the replacements when Jack came in, he was wild. Paul had struggled to hit the zone. Henry came in and kind of closed it out a little bit, but a lot of pass balls. Will give us some pass balls. It was just uncharacteristic. It wasn't like we smashed them. They were just giving up hits. They were just wild, and you don't really expect that from the Blue Ballers.
Yeah, seems like they had quite a few pitchers. They had four different pitchers in the game. Meanwhile, you guys only had one, Jesse throwing an absolute gem on the mound. And so with that, that would bring us to our championship game of the night, which would be Vibes Turtles. Turtle Vibes winning 4-4 on total bases with you have Noah throwing 2 innings, giving up 2 hits, 4 walks, 3 Ks. And then you have Jesse coming in to close it down, throwing 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. And then on the other side, you have Matt throwing all four with giving up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. So very tight game. We came back at the end to make it very interesting. Yeah, other than that, it was a close game.
I mean, that was really close. Matt's stats, it looks like he gave up 4 runs, and he did, but Matt had a couple of pitches that I'm pretty sure he wished he had back. He hung a double to me. He gave up 2 home runs to Jesse. They were kind of hung balls, but the rest of the game, I mean, he was on. I mean, there was a my second at bat, he ended up walking me, but he struck me out on a 61 mile an hour ball. I don't even know how it was 61. And Jesse said he wasn't even going to call it because he's like, there's no way. But Kay was back there, saw it, so they called it. Um, there was some nasty things that Matt did. He hung, I think the first inning, he hung cold pitches. Jesse and I got to him a little bit that inning, but he really pitched at Jim. He made me and Kate look stupid on a curveball. We both just got first pitch, got caught looking, just made us look dumb. I mean, I was swinging the things. So that doesn't really speak to like the outing he had. The biggest thing I want to say is we have y'all down 4-1 going into the fourth, and y'all's lineup. It tightens up. I feel like y'all just tighten up. You get your grip on things when you have to. When you have to come back, you start taking walks. I mean, I saw you strike out swinging. You're like you're going for a hit in the first or second inning, and then the fourth inning, you took balls. I was like, how can you take that? I saw you do it. I saw Matt coming through with a clutch hit. That was the scariest it's ever been. And then I know you know the drama at the end of the game. I know you know the 3 times we thought we won, but we didn't win yet. So I'll
A
let you
little bit
speak
too
to that.
fast on the Jesse pumping it up a little bit too
Yeah,
fast, around
I get
61.
a little excited, I guess. Yeah. Um, and that was the worst feeling ever. Like when you think you won, like especially y'all, like when we haven't won one, y'all have been there. We haven't won one yet this year. We think we won and we're there, and then hear you yelling 61, 61. I'm like, oh man, that's like I just tell Tanner, I was like, y'all get ready. Like the ball can come and play too. Like we got to make a play on defense. It's not all on Jesse striking it out. You know, like we were just deflated, and then finally when it came through, man, it was exciting. It was a good feeling. But that was I was so scared because like I looking through y'all's lineup, I all of y'all scare me. Like Matt, everybody like Matt's having a down year hitting, but Matt came through with clutch hits.
He did
I mean,
indeed.
all of y'all like there was no way like there was nobody I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. This is like if y'all put a bat to the ball, it can go anywhere. Y'all can walk, y'all have a good eye. So man, that was almost that was like fast pitch again, you know, like it's a close game. I don't know what's happening. One hit could change anything.
Yeah, a lot of walks. I walked twice. Gage walked 3 times. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, I think they had a strategy with Noah. Just no, when Noah just to walk him, and
Then
they
that's
did that.
why.
I think Jesse towards the end, Tyndo, he's like, I'm not gonna try to give him anything. He had a little strategy. We talked about it today. What he did, so he didn't mind walking him. He wasn't trying to walk him. He was trying to get him on a couple things, but those a couple walks he didn't mind it. He still
Walks
crushed
will
him.
kill you in the end. And all it
It
takes is
will.
a
Like I
homer.
hate walks. I like that's the especially if he gets a team like y'all. Like I don't feel comfortable walking Gage to get to Ben. I don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable walking you to get to Matt, or whatever the case may be.
Then you just got other hitters.
I mean, there's
But
other hits. You go six down, six deep.
congrats to you guys again for winning your first championship.
I
And
think.
so now we will cover we'll just do a quick little run through of some of the consolation games. So we have Busters winning 9-0 against Whiffney Easy, Skylar throwing all four, no runs, and then
That's a miss. That's a miss score. Parker threw like one and a third. I guess it didn't change over, but the last one and third, Parker threw.
okay. Glad to see the young kids getting out there.
I
And
felt they roughed Landon up a little bit to start the game. Looks like, and then Brandon came in.
yeah, they
I feel like
had
Parker got
Landon
a couple
throwing
hits
one
too. Makes
inning, gave up 5 runs. Then you have Brandon coming in, throwing the rest, and he gave up four. So
and
a
Zach
little
Bird kind of
rough.
came back from his first game. He hit a home run, so that's it's a pretty
All
good
right.
game for them.
And then we have a close score of Cosby Show wins 6-4. Who's your daddy? And Cosby Show went through three different pitchers. Meanwhile, Who's Your Daddy threw Taylor for all four with
Looks like looks like Cosby had it and kind of in the bag. They had a 6-0 lead going in, and like Taylor hit a grand slam the last inning. Which I mean, who's your daddy? They fight. I mean, that's what I see from them. Taylor, you would think the way he throws would be easy to pick up. He's like Taylor's pretty nasty, even though not a lot of movement. Doesn't have the great movement like you or Jesse or Matt or Jack have, but um, he's tougher to hit than you would think. I
yeah,
just look.
Taylor's a sneaky underdog there. The next game we have is Cosby Show versus the Busters, with Cosby Show winning 6-2. So then you have Cade throwing all four. Then you have a mix of Skyler and Cam throwing for that one. So just seems like
It seems like Cosby
Cosby
Show
Show
is
out hit
dangerous
them.
at the play. Cosby Show scares me. They're a dangerous team. I feel like they have some hitters and they can hit consistently. They'll get 6 runs consistently. So if your bat's on that night, then you could be in trouble.
They do. They once they get hot, they get hot. But again, it appears they gave up another home run in the fourth, or else they wouldn't have allowed any runs. But they were up by a significant amount, so it's all good. And then we have Whiffin Ain't Easy versus Who's Your Daddy. Another tight game with Who's Your Daddy winning 1-0 with, let me see. You have one hit from Whiffin Ain't Easy. You have four hits from Who's Your Daddy, but only one run across with Taylor
Like,
singling in
yeah,
the bottom of the third to score him.
yeah. I mean, like whipping ain't easy. They got to figure out some bat stuff. I mean, I know Garrett's had a decent year. They got to get something going with him though. They've struggled with the bats, especially against Who's Your Daddy. Who's Your Daddy's not doesn't have the greatest pitching track record. They'll give up like 4 or 5 runs, but if you can't score against them, then you're not going to beat them. So I mean, but whipping ain't easy has the arms. They need a bat.
They
So
do. And then final game of the night, one of the finals we have Crooked Rooks playing the Blue Ballers with the Crooked Rooks winning 8-1 with Tate throwing all four. No home runs on either side. And then on the Blue Baller side, you have Jack throwing 2.2, giving up 6 runs, 4 walks, 6 Ks. And then you have Austin throwing 1.1, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. So it just seems like the Crooked Rooks just out hit them because they had
yeah,
17 total
and
bases.
I'll speak. Jack was he didn't look like himself when he came in for an inning or whatever, however much he pitched against us. He didn't look like himself. So I think he's having a rough night after. Like he's probably tired from his first game. I don't know, but like I think it's a one off. Like he'll be all right. But yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like the Rooks hit. The Rooks can hit. When they hit, they're scary. I mean, I feel like we
yeah,
got 6 teams up and down that are
yeah. And it appears
pretty
in
tough.
the top of the third, they scored 3 runs just off singles and doubles. I mean, they thought they scored most of the games, just walking, getting people into position, and then hit them in. So good fundamental ball right there.
The Rooks can do that to you.
All right, so that will conclude it for our week 6 recap, and thank you all for tuning in.